Hello. I'm standing here in front of my building, which is in bad need of siding. It's been this way for quite some years. What I want to talk about today is John 7:24, which says, "Judge a righteous judgment." Now, I don't know why people can't hear that. They quote Matthew 7 all the time. "Judge not, lest you be judged." Da 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 da. Now, if you're a Christian, you have a different righteousness in you. Listen, Christian, the world has duped you into thinking you have no right to make a judgment. That's horse-pucky. Now listen, a Christian has a right to make a righteous judgment. That's what John 7:24 says. If you read Matthew 7:5, that's what it said. Jesus is not talking about a way of never judging, but he's talking about how the Christian should judge there. That's what Matthew is talking about. Now, I had this so-called Christian guy stop and talk to me here just a little bit ago, and he says, "Why don't you put some siding on that building?" I said, well, until we get the thief out of the White House, I'm not going to have any money to do that with. So this building's been sitting like this about as long as Obama's been in the White House. And I'm not going to have any money for it in the near future, it looks like. At least 8 years I'm not going to have. And I may lose this place altogether because I'm being forced to buy insurance. See, when I got into this house, I had to drop insurance or lose the house because I have a variable interest rate, which it goes up and down. Well, it's down right now, but it's not going to stay that way, and pretty soon the premiums are going to go sky high on insurance, and it's just a terrible mess. But this fellow that stopped and he says put some siding on there, and he goes, well, he says Obama's not any worse than any of the rest of them. I said, looky here, I said, this man is forcing me to spend money that belongs to me, and it doesn't matter if I've got it or if I don't have it. That's not the point. Communism takes away from you what belongs to you. And this man says, that's judgmental. I said, yes, it is. Well, I won't be back today, he says. Well, good. I don't want the devil around my house. You know something? We have a right to make a judgment. We have a right to stand on what is ours. We have a right to claim our Constitution. And the world has told us that we don't have a right to do that. The world thinks that the Christian is so that you can roll over and you can play dead. Well, I'm not rolling over anytime soon, folks. John 7:24 says, "Judge a righteous judgment." That means stand on everything that is right. You know something? Some Christians got to stand in the place of the general of the armies in our land. Some Christian, if we're going to live a Christian life and stand on this word called the Bible, some Christian has to be up there on the front line and pull the trigger which sends out a bullet which is going to take our enemy down when our country goes to war. We have, you know something, that's a judgment. You're taking that man's life forever. Now you better make sure that's a righteous judgment. And Christian, you folks who think it's okay for abortions, you think it's okay to live in a communist land, you think it's okay to annihilate our Constitution, you're in more wrong than anybody else that you accuse of judging. No, that's just not right. Man, you're confused. Man, the United States in a terrible shape today. Folks, people need to wake up. Get back to the reality of what God is. The Bible said, judge a righteous judgment. That means judge with the love of God. Start caring about people enough to say, look, you're going the wrong way. You're going to go to hell if you do that. Listen, if you go down there to that place and you have abortion, you're going to stand before the throne of God for that someday. Listen, no parent that has ever raised a child has ever stood back and say, well, child, now you do whatever you want to do. Well, I'm not supposed to judge. No. See, that's crazy. That's the stuff the devil wants you to believe. And he'll ruin your country, he'll ruin your life, and he'll take you over. And this whole place will become communism. Listen, this is what the United States is headed for. The whole place is going to be slums if we let the guy that's head of slums run it. If he is a slummer in his heart, if he just says that he knows God but he don't know God, we're all going to be in deep trouble. I'm going to get this on today. Listen, write me. I want you to see and hear and understand what God is really all about. Joel Osteen and those people on television, those evangelists, all they want to do is steal money from you. You know, build it bigger and they will come. No, that's not what the Lord's about. God's about mercy. He's about love. He's about making heaven your home, not just earth. God bless you. And I hope you take this message to heart today, because this message will help you live right. This message will help you get your family to heaven. This message will help you when it comes to being influential in the lives of the people around you that you care about. Listen, you don't want to see your family go to hell. Tell them what's right. You don't need to listen to someone who's never read the Bible and is only after your wallet to tell you how to get your family into heaven. Listen, wake up, America. Start thinking. Go out there and pick up that Bible for yourself and read what's in it. Listen, this is a love thing. This is a love thing. God is love. I'll see you again tomorrow.